The people who hope to one day lead the nation's military debated last night, and many pundits are giving Marco Rubio high marks, while Jeb Bush may have resurrected his dying campaign. Meantime, some are predicting that last night's heavy policy emphasis revealed that Donald Trump isn't ready for the political big leagues. John Burnett joins us now to assess last night's debate performances. He is a strategic advisor to New York's Republican Party. John, good to see you again. So overall, what are your impressions of this debate?
I think there were no losers last night. I think everyone articulated quite well. Some did better than others. And I think the questions were more focused on what's really at the heart of the American dream, which is jobs, how much more money is going to be in my pocket, and then what are you actually going to do otherwise? Do
you think that the jobs debate resonated when we have an unemployment rate that seems to be coming down, when we have an economy that is growing, albeit very slowly? The message from the candidates was that things are really in terrible shape. Do you think that was truthful and resonated truthful to the viewers? Reality
is always the real deal, right? So we've seen over the last several years, a lot of people have been working, I should say underemployed, and working two jobs to try to, provide for their families. How is that good for America?
And we have this debate about income inequality, and they actually addressed this last night, saying it's more about bringing up the people on the lower end than lowering the people on the high end.
Yeah, but Andrew, I don't know. These consultants get paid a lot of money. How can you tell a candidate to go on stage and say, I am absolutely against raising the minimum wage when it hasn't?
And you heard that from Marco Rubio, and you heard that from Donald Trump. You heard it from all of them. But Marco Rubio said it's the worst policy ever in the 20th and 21st century.
I was shocked. But then moments later, I'm pro-family. My tax plan is pro-family. I really don't get it. The thing is that, of course, $15 an hour is way too much in terms of what this fragile economy can withstand.
John Kasich was the one who stepped in and said, we did raise the minimum wage in Ohio. And right. I want to tell you, this was a relatively civil debate, but Rand Paul and Marco Rubio did mix it up. And here's a little bit of that from last night. Okay. I take it back. We actually have Ted Cruz, Senator Cruz, going after Jeb Bush. And this was on the issue of immigration, and they are very far apart on this issue. Here's Senator Cruz.
The Democrats are laughing. Because if Republicans join Democrats as the party of amnesty, we will lose. And I will say, for those of us who believe people ought to come to this country legally and we should enforce the law, we're tired of being told it's anti-immigrant. It's offensive. I am the son of an immigrant who came legally from Cuba to seek the American dream. And we can embrace legal immigrations while believing in the rule of law. And I would note, try going illegally.
Senator Cruz basically hammering Jeb Bush on the issue of so-called amnesty. Senator Cruz saying, going back, of course, I'm the son of immigrants, the same story, but very hard line on immigration. What line is winning the day on this fight?
There has to be a realistic approach to immigration. One, if you're a real fiscal conservative, you know how much money, time, and resources it's going to take to deport 11 million people. That's not fiscally conservative. So I lean on the side of
John
Governor
Kasich
Bush.
said that. Governor Bush said that. It's really Ted Cruz and Donald Trump on the hard line on immigration. And Donald Trump, was it Donald Trump or was it Ted Cruz who brought up? It was Donald Trump who brought up Eisenhower. Someone would say a 1950s program that was a very dark time in American history where we deported people not just back to Mexico, but as Donald Trump said, we sent them further south and they didn't come back. They didn't come back because many of them were killed.
It's a different nation today.
Yeah.
And I think no one would argue that. However, there's a huge contrast between those that are for it and against it. The two that are against it are governors. They've made decisions in the public sector.
And
you have a businessman.
Kasich and Bush talk about this, that they live in the real world. And I want to play you another clip because Donald Trump had gone after Rand Paul in the previous debates, and Rand Paul had an opportunity here to sock it to him on the issue of China and the Pacific trade deal, which China isn't part of, and he points that out.
And if you look at the way they take advantage, it's through currency manipulation. It's not even discussed in the almost 6,000-page agreement. It's not even discussed.
There was a separate,
and as you understand, I mean, you understand very well from the Wall Street Journal, currency manipulation is the single great weapon people have. They don't even discuss it in this agreement.
Hey, Gerard, you know, we might want to point out China's not part of this deal. Yeah. We should negotiate from a position of strength. And we also should negotiate using the full force and the constitutional power that was given to us. I think
Senator Paul actually missed a little bit, Mark, there. He kind of let it go. He said not part of the deal. He could have followed that up by saying an example of why Mr. Trump may not be qualified to be commander-in-chief.
In the previous debates, Trump got the best of him. So the last thing Rand Paul wanted to do was go in and attack Trump. So what he did is stay on message. Now, some might agree or disagree with his message, but he did not want to attack Trump, and I think that was a good decision.
Rand Paul did probably win another appearance at the big boy table, right?
Maybe. All depends upon what that criteria is.
But how much longer can he stay in this race?
You know,
because he says he has to go back to campaigning so he could continue to be a senator.
Yeah, you know, money is the mother's milk of campaigns, and you know, with Iowa and New Hampshire on the horizon, the cash burn rate is extremely high, somewhere between 75 and 90%. So he's not going to last much longer if he can't fundraise. So that's the reason why he needed a great debate and not engage into banter with Trump at the risk of him actually, you know, technically receiving a dagger into his campaign.
There was the undercard debate. Anybody stand out in the undercard? Does Chris Christie have any shot of getting promoted back up to the main debate?
You know, there's a certain stigma if you keep going up and down between debates. I don't think that's going to go well for you.
First he gets kicked off the Amtrak train, and then he gets kicked out of the debate. I mean, it's not a good couple of weeks for the governor.
Yeah.
And even though he had a good couple of weeks actually on messages.
He's trying to understand what's going on behind the scenes. Maybe we should call it DebateGate.
What do we see in the next debate with these folks right now? Who do you think has the most to gain the next time? Who could hold on to the traction?
You know, Cruz and Rubio are doing extremely well. Aside from the minimum wage comment, I think there'll be a lot of attacks with respect to their tax plans, and Hillary Clinton will probably have a lot to say. However, she hasn't released a plan yet.
Well, she may be smart. She may be not needing to do anything until the nomination's wrapped up.
Well, maybe somewhere in her emails. Maybe the CIA will find it.
John Burnett, thank you. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.